This is a second grade science vocabulary lesson about severe weather and natural disasters. So to get the lesson started, we're going to begin with a bell ringer. And in this activity, the students are going to self-assess. First, they're going to preview the vocabulary words and then rate each word on the student card. So to preview the words, the teacher can read the words, or the students can
Drought,
select the audio file to hear the word read aloud.
flood,
So after they've previewed the words, the teacher can then send the student card as a creative response poll, and the students can drag the check mark to decide how well they know each word. Okay, and once they submit the poll, they're going to go to the next card where they're going to make a prediction. So here they're going to make a prediction about what they think they're going to be learning about today based on the words that they see grouped together. And then they're going to draw a picture to show their prediction on the student card. After they've submitted their poll responses, the teacher can present the objective for the day. We will learn the meanings of new words related to severe weather and natural disasters. So the first part of the instructional portion of the lesson is a read aloud. During the read aloud, the students can hear the words in context and get a better idea of what each word means. And they'll also be auto-sent a student card which will have pictures that are labeled for each word. Okay, and then the next part of the lesson, each word is going to be presented one at a time. So our new word is drought. What is a drought? The teacher can present this question as a group discussion, take responses from the class, and when they're ready, they can click the picture, and the description will pop up. So a drought is a long period of time with no rainfall. Then they get an example. The drought destroyed the farmer's crops. So after the word has been presented here with the definition and an example, the student card can be sent as a creative response poll. Here, the students can practice writing the word, then they're going to draw a picture of the word, they're going to explain it in their own words, and they're going to use it in a sentence. So all of this can be done using the pen tool or the text tool. And then the students will submit their poll responses and the teacher will move to the next card. So this is going to be the process for all 8 words in the lesson. Okay, so I'm just going to skip down to the activity portion. So after the students have been introduced to all of the words, then they're going to get some practice. Okay, so the first practice activity is a label it activity. Students are going to drag and drop the dots to label the pictures. So there's a teacher card as well as a student card here. The student card will be sent as a creative response poll, and then the students can drag and drop the dots to label each picture. If they get it correct, they'll hear a bell sound. If they get it incorrect, they'll hear a buzzer and the dot will pop back. After they've submitted their poll responses, the teacher can check the answers by clicking the check mark. Then they can select the X to reveal the answers on the answer key. Okay, and so the next activity is a classify activity. I'm going to wait for it to pop up here. Okay, so here the students are going to sort the terms, and then after they've sorted them into categories, they're going to write a name for each category. So as you can see, the word blizzard has already been placed into one category, and the word volcanic eruption has been placed into one category. Students need to decide how they're going to sort these words, which words belong together. And if they get them correct, they'll hear the bell. If they get them incorrect, they'll hear a buzzer. And to check their answers, the teacher can just click the check at the bottom of the page, click the X mark to reveal, and then they'll get the fully completed graphic organizer with each category labeled. The next practice activity is a cloze activity. So here the students will just drag and drop the terms to fill in the blanks. And once they have completed the activity, check the answers on the next card, just like they did with the last two activities. Okay, now we get into some cooperative learning, some collaboration here. So this is a discussion card. They're going to do a think, pair, share. So there are 5 different pairs of words that the teacher can assign to different students or different groups of students in the class. Each student or group of students is going to compare and contrast their word pair on the student card. So on the student card they have a Venn diagram, and they can compare and contrast and then submit their poll response. And then as a whole group, the class can review the different Venn diagrams to see the different comparisons between words. The next activity is a game. So this one is a charades game. So they're just going to choose a word and act it out and have their classmates try to guess the word. Pretty simple. And then the last activity in the instruction phase here is also a game. This game is called Guess My Word. So the directions are here on the teacher card and the actual activities on the student card. So there's going to be 2 students. Student A is going to choose a word, student B is going to choose a question. Then student A is going to answer the question with a yes, no, or maybe, and student B is going to sort the question into a column. Then student B is going to try to guess student A's word. When the word has been guessed, they'll switch roles. So just to kind of show you what it looks like, one student will choose a question. Does the earth shake? Then the other student is going to say yes, no, or maybe. So as the questions are sorted, the student who's trying to guess the word is getting clues about what the word could be. So when they have enough clues, they guess the word, and if they get the word right, then they switch roles. There is a poll option for this if it's going to be used as a whole group. There's a different set of instructions on the teacher card. Okay, so for a whole group modification, display the student card on the board. The teacher will choose a volunteer to be the guesser, and the teacher will select the word from the list and write it on a piece of paper. So the roles just switch a little bit so that there's a volunteer and a teacher playing instead of two kids. And for the closure section, we just have a check your understanding review. So these are all true-false questions. The teacher can just pull each question out and then send the card as a true-false poll, and just do that for each question here, kind of as a review of what they've learned. Once that card is completed, the next card is a continuation of the review. So they're going to review the words, and then on the student card, they're going to make a connection to real life. Have you ever seen or heard about a natural disaster that happened in the real world? Use the vocabulary words to write about it, then illustrate your writing. So here they're thinking about how they could apply this to their real life. How could they actually use these words? And finally, to end the lesson, there's a short assessment. And there's also some follow-up activities that are optional. These cards are hidden because not every teacher will want to use them, but they're here and will work for any lesson, any of these vocabulary lessons if they want to use them. So this first activity is a web quest. So their assignment is to go home and locate a current event related to the term. And then the second activity is to create a bumper sticker for one of the vocabulary terms. And there's a student card where they can do that. So this can be completed as an extra activity in class, or it can be completed at home. And that is the end.